Welcome to another episode of the Pipala Show with Shide. We're just gonna get down to it here. Little Christmas, pre-Christmas episode. Cheers, sir. Cheers. Damn it. Little pre-Christmas episode here, folks. We're just gonna get into it.
The happiest time of year.
It is the happiest time of the year. You want to harp on that for a second?
I mean, what is happier than a mass pandemic?
Another pandemic, folks. It's even worse than the last one.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna get down to it here. And apologies if you get a little anxious. We're talking about another pandemic. The first one wasn't exactly great. But here we go.
I had a great time.
Well, me and my brother formed a business. I started a podcast.
It was a great time.
It was a great time, but I don't think this one's going to be as great. So, right here, we have the governor, Gavin Newsom of California, just issued a state emergency in California in response to concerns of the bird flu.
The bird flu.
He stated that we will take all necessary steps to prevent the spread of this virus. Okay, fine. But that's California, though, right, Shai? That's a little weird.
Right.
Well, we also have cases of the bird flu in Louisiana and Wisconsin. They're reporting the cases of the bird flu. There's all this talk that they're going to do COVID again, right? But listen to this. So this is Igor, I believe you pronounce his last name, Kirilov,
yeah.
All right, well, they killed this guy yesterday. And so in 2023, he alleged that the U.S. had plans to manufacture another biological crisis. So we're going to play it for everybody, and you can make your own opinions on this.
Now, is this back in 2023?
This is, yes, 2023. So this is him talking. It has the translations, probably in Russian, but we're just going to play it for you. Here we go.
Как и в 2019 году, приступили к подготовке к новой пандемии путем осуществления поиска мутаций вирусов. Не исключаем применение Соединенными Штатами так называемых оборонительных технологий в наступательных целях, а также в целях глобального управления путем создания кризисных ситуаций биологического характера.
Okay, so he accused, for anybody that wasn't watching, we basically showed the video, and this guy, this Russian general, basically said that the U.S. is planning to unleash another pandemic, okay? But say you don't believe that, right? Let's play devil's advocate and say that that's misinformation, right? Because it very well
possibly
could be. Okay, so this is back last summer. This specifically is from June 17th of 2024. Who is this? Who is this weird-looking fella? Oh, this is Robert Redford, the former director of the CDC. We're going to play this video of Robert Redford, once again, the former director of the CDC, and this is what he's saying about the plans for bird flu.
I remember you told Chris not long ago that the bird flu could make COVID look like a little pandemic, which was quite alarming. I mean, is that really the case?
Yes, Brian, I really do think it's very likely that we will at some time, it's not a question of if, it's more of a question of when, we will have a bird flu pandemic. And as you mentioned, unfortunately, bird flu has, when it does enter humans, has a significant mortality. Probably somewhere between 25 and 50% mortality. So it's going to be quite complicated. Once the virus gains the ability to attach to the human receptor and then go human to human, that's when you're going to have the pandemic. And as I said, I think it's just a matter of time.
That's lovely.
I'm so fucking sick of this.
We have one
more. It literally feels like, get
There's
it up.
one clip. Continue on.
Get it up. It just feels like we are living in a fucking Twilight Zone. Like, we've seen this before. It's ridiculous that they're going to try it again. And obviously, yes, bird flu is here.
Yeah.
It's here, and it's in the States. And I mean, we saw it happen. This is exactly how it happened with COVID. It started in little places, and then it took over the entire U.S.
Want to get pissed off?
Let me hear it.
So right here, I'm not going to play this video. This is from the Vigilant Fox on Twitter, or X. So why is this all happening right now? Well, this tweet, I'm going to scroll down for you guys. This tweet is back from July 3rd in 2024. It says right here, the U.S. government just shelled out a staggering $176 million to Moderna for a bird flu vaccine. By the way, if you want to, go invest in Moderna right now. I guarantee you're going to make a lot of money. I think I might do that too.
It's honestly not a bad idea.
Nobody spends that kind of money without plans to use it. It gets worse. The bird flu shots will feature the same mRNA technology as the COVID-19 injections. Dr. Peter McCullough believes the end goal for the bad guys is mass vaccination. Okay, so I'm going to get your opinions on this first, and then I will give mine. What do you think about all this and the bird flu? Because it's here.
Do you think Nancy Pelosi has already invested in Moderna?
Absolutely, especially because she has a broken hip from her fall.
Right?
You see that?
I'm not even talking about that today, but yeah,
No.
I did see that. Dude, like I said, I mean, we saw this before. We literally saw it, 3 years ago, and now we're doing it all over again. And the issue
Like
is...
four and a half.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And the issue is like, us as Americans, how are we supposed to believe? You know what I mean? Like, there was so much fuckery that went on with the last pandemic, and now, we're just all of a sudden, coincidentally, within 4 years, we're having another pandemic, and now we're announcing all this, 20-some days before Trump's inaugurated, and I mean, it's really just... The issue is that everything that happens is so fishy, and I mean, you look back at like recent, or not recent, like you look way back at all like the old conspiracy theories, and I mean, think about when JFK got shot. Do you think there was a lot of people immediately jumping down the media's throat saying that it was an inside job or any of that? Same thing with 9/11. Same thing with every Mandela effect. I mean, and that's completely different. But
It was Israel.
Huh?
It was Israel.
Right. But
I'm not kidding.
I mean, if you go all the way back and you look at these conspiracy theories, and then now you look at what's going on. Now everybody, instead of thinking normally like they did when 9/11 happened or JFK got assassinated or whatever the case may be, now everybody immediately has a conspiratorial mind. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and it's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of, there's a bird flu pandemic, and you hear the word pandemic and you go, oh great, this is starting again and yada yada. And I mean, that's the problem is United States citizens are going to have a really hard time believing their government when they tell them about, a pandemic, or, they try to lock them down or do whatever. And I mean, obviously we both know that the studies have shown that, what Trump did for COVID, and Trump wanted to keep everything, open. And then we had the mass shutdowns and all those issues with the suicide rates going up and issues with, mental health in general. And I really don't think that we're in a position where we can afford another pandemic, another mass shutdown, especially.
My thoughts are, I don't think that the government is ready for the backlash.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Do you still think that the government... Are you sure, though? Because do you think the government thinks that we still trust them? Or do you think that they're way over that?
They know that we don't, which is why I think that they want to do this again. It's very interesting, bro. I mean, take it from like our perspective, right? We live in Ohio. It wasn't the worst, but certainly we had a lot of restrictions, especially early on. Gosh, you want to talk about everything? They shut down churches. We weren't able to celebrate Easter.
Yeah, shut
That's
down gyms. That's
messed
where
up.
me and you met.
Yeah,
over
honestly.
COVID.
We literally met because we were on a little fishing expedition during COVID. But they shut down the churches. They shut down the gyms, businesses, whether that's a restaurant, whether that's...
And how many of your favorite... I mean, now, granted, where we live...
It's a little bit different where we live.
Yeah, but... I mean, how many of the small businesses, that we know that shut down?
Some of them are gone.
Some
Definitely
of them are gone. Some restaurants are gone. The small business restaurants.
The
and
Landmark.
Stuff. A lot of people, right? I
love the Landmark.
A lot of places went under because of the lockdowns and whatnot. And
but think about this, dude. So, okay, you had the schools, right?
Right.
You had the churches. You had the gyms. You had the small businesses.
Right.
Hospitals stayed open.
Well, yeah, of course.
If you were a big chain like Walmart, you stayed open.
Well, of course.
But if you were a mom and pop, you had to close down. That's just a fact.
Yeah. Well, the issue is that it's a little different because, and I will play devil's advocate for that because I was a cook at a restaurant during COVID. And I was considered essential because we were still open for carryout and stuff. So I mean, I was still working over COVID. Some restaurants stayed afloat, but carryout's not going to keep a business open. They need their bar sales, they need the staff coming in and all that.
And a lot
stuff.
of them are barely getting by anyway.
Right, and not only the businesses that shut down, it's all the jobs that goes with it. And like you said, I don't think that the government's ready for the backlash that they're going to get because these people already went through one pandemic that was life changing. That some people had their lives ruined because of it, and I don't think that they'll set up to have it again.
We're not even talking about the impact that it had on the generation like right below us. I think they're calling it Gen Alpha. For 2 years, some of these kids, 3 years, if they live in like California or like a bluer state, for like 2 years, these kids were forced to stay inside. So all of the development of all these social skills was limited, was halted for 2 years, even to the point where like, I mean, I know in our family we have a couple of kids who like, you know, it was the core years, right? The really
middle school,
the big, not even like
oh really,
age 4, age 3, the perfect time to develop all these social tendencies, and they don't have that, and so you see these behavioral issues, you see these social issues.
Well, that's the reason that we have so many, you know, screen kids and iPad kids and all that stuff. Is
that was a problem before, though.
Well, it was a problem before, but now when you go through COVID and you realize that, you know, those kids were on screens 24/7, whether it was for entertainment or whether it was for schooling or whatever the case may be. I mean, you're gonna have issues now with the kids. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it literally just sitting where we are, and we know the guys that are our age and the people that are our age, and we know where their developmental, you know, areas are. And then you look at the ages below us, and you know, I tell her all the time, like, I do not want my son to grow up and be an iPad kid.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't want him on his iPad. I can't fucking stand when I go to a restaurant and I see a kid with headphones on.
I don't want to give my children, whenever I have them, a phone.
No.
Not until they're like 16.
Right.
No, like really, maybe even older, because I know the struggle that it was, especially early on too. Like you see other people hanging out without you, and it gets put on social media. And that was the first time. We were both in 6th grade when that stuff started to happen. You get like Instagram and all these social medias, and like that's the first time ever where something like that would have happened. In the past, I mean, I was around for it.
Right.
In the past, if you weren't invited to something in middle school or grade school, you heard about it for like 5 minutes at lunch. You pretended, you know,
it didn't hurt, and
then guess what? You didn't hear about it again.
Exactly.
Now you see it that whole night.
Right.
It messes you up. But I want to go back to this. So during COVID, it was a record amount of guns that were being sold.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to get to. I don't think that the people are going to let this happen again. Maybe the weak soy boys in California.
Right.
But I don't think that the majority of the American public is going to let this happen again.
You know what I'll be interested to see, the real statistic that I'll be interested to see is how many COVID versus bird flu vaccinations are given out. Because I guarantee you it's staggering that there's more COVID than bird.
It's not going to happen again. They're going to try, but it's not. We've rejected
they're gonna come
every
out with
single
a jab
thing
for it, though, for sure.
That's fine, but I'm just telling you, I don't think the American people... Like this was a once in 100-year type of thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, look at the study between how many people got the jabs for COVID and how many people will get the jabs for bird flu. You know,
I'm telling you that it's gonna. If they really tried and shut everything down, because they had the ability to temporarily, it's gonna be January 6th times a million, and that's from both sides.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, if they actually try and shut everything down again and control our lives again, you ruin millions and millions of people's lives. Obviously, a little bit under 1 million people died from COVID, or around 1 million people in the United States died from COVID. We're not diminishing that at all. It's tragic. But to shut down the whole world, I don't know, man. I don't think the government understands how powerful the people are. We witnessed that in this past election. So
for sure.
It is what it is.
For sure we did. But
to segue, okay?
Yeah,
speaking
segue.
of being unhealthy, speaking of being fat and unhealthy,
annoying,
The View,
ugly,
we love The View.
Stupid.
And
what other adjectives can we have to just define these women?
Biracial,
okay,
or diverse is a better word, but
okay.
The View. So The View at this point, it's just satire, it's just comedy. There doesn't really exist another way to watch The View. Once you view it as a comedy, everything changes. So this is Whoopi Goldberg, and over the past week, Whoopi Goldberg accused Robert Kennedy Jr., RFK, of fat shaming her. And she admits to being on Ozempic. And by the way, we called this. But anyway,
we really did.
Just take a look.
This isn't just about food.
No, it's not.
This is sometimes people are born genetically larger.
Agreed. I didn't mean to.
No, I know you didn't. But I want to say this to
RFK.
RFK.
You know
That's
his name.
because You're setting folks up for shame. Yeah. That's what you're trying. Maybe you don't know you're doing. I'm going to give you.
You should be ashamed if you're fat. Sorry. You shouldn't be ashamed. You should want to work on it if you're. I'm so sorry. But you're not fat. You're husky.
Just play the fucking video.
You the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say you don't know, you don't realize what you do to people when you say stuff like that, because it doesn't work for everybody. And I'm going to show you, sir,
my tits.
Because I weighed close to 300.
We know. We made an entire video that Whoopi Goldberg was on Mounjaro or Ozempic, and then she weighed. We said 400. I think she weighed a little bit, but let's see the comparison because they might provide a comparison here.
I hope so.
Less than 2 years ago. Yeah. And without the Mounjaro, this would not have happened.
There you go. Take it off. Take it off.
Wow, Whoopi. Take your tits out.
And I try to tell everybody, listen, this worked for me. This may work for y'all. You cannot take it out of people's hands if it can help. Because if we can keep people healthy.
She's going to be dead in like 5 years.
Dude, so dead.
Did you see the studies about it destroying your liver?
Yeah, I'm sure it does, dude. There's not a single fucking get skinny medication that you're going to give out that's just going to work with no repercussions.
I saw Nestle is trying to develop a drink that has the same effects of Ozempic and Mounjaro.
Good. I hope it fucking tastes delicious.
Let's see what she said the rest of this clip.
Yes. If we can get rid of diabetes, if we can get rid of all of the things cardiovascular, what's wrong with trying to do that?
Nothing.
You're wrong on this, R.
Also, the side effects are not horrible. But what does Kimberly Guilfoyle think of it? That's what I want to know.
You need a She's going to Greece. She got a body now.
Yeah. Where does Elon Musk come and RFK Jr., two medical experts? Who are they?
Elon's right on this.
Elon's right on this.
Yeah.
Also, maybe the brainworm will shrink.
This is just, we're done. We're done recording this. What do you think about that?
Merry Christmas to the bitches at The View. I'm glad they still have their nice setup. It looks really good.
Joy Behar's back, by the way. She hasn't been there for a while.
Well, no, she's the one who actually gave Rosie O'Donnell herpes. I don't know if you heard about that. My problem with Whoopi Goldberg is that you're coming at somebody who is obviously yoked. Like, RFK is...
He works out in jeans.
Dude, he's so yoked.
He's 70.
And all he's doing is probably trying to just back his side up by saying, hey, Whoopi, they're putting shit into pharmaceutical drugs or into the food and whatever else that they're doing to our bodies. So, hey, Whoopi, maybe open your stupid fat fucking eyes and go, maybe this shot that I'm putting in my asshole every other day to get skinny is probably not the healthiest thing to do for me.
Whoopi. Whoopi, open your fat fucking eyes. Open your fat fucking eyes. Stop putting the jab in your ass. Whoopi, you need to stop drinking the Diet Coke. I don't care that you were 300 pounds. You still look like shit. That's it. That's literally it.
Yeah.
What you've been saying is truth. I mean, good for her that she lost the weight, but the fact is you shouldn't demonize somebody that's encouraging people to get healthy the natural way, because obviously we joke, right? We say, oh, she'll be dead in 5 years. I hope that's not the case. We're just joking around by saying that. But the fact is there are already studies that are coming out about these drugs, saying like this is not good for things like your liver or even your heart. And yes, the short-term gain, everybody has said in the past, if there was ever a weight loss pill that you could take, it would sell out in a second and be the most popular thing. But the fact is, like, our country, people in our country right now, and this is my perception, we don't really want to work for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that the alternative, which is getting all these harmful chemicals out of the food, is a good way to do it. And I think that over time, you'll have the same effect, maybe a little bit less, but around the same effect as Ozempic or Mounjaro.
Right. I mean, and back to RFK's main point is there's obviously something that changed within, whether it's the food industry or whether it's just Americans as a whole, something changed generationally where the older generation going through, the 40s, 50s, 60s, like 70s, even 80s when, you know, obviously everybody was doing cocaine, but still they were still they were skinny. And like, I think to his point, he makes a great point. Like, it is, something is going on with the food, with whatever, that's causing people to retain this weight, you know, and or maybe it's just a shitty, poor diet or whatever the case may be, you know, and you can get your hands on whatever, whenever, but I don't know that I believe that, you know, like people were still eating like shit back in the day,
Yeah.
you know, and they were still skinny, I guess.
It's all of these cancerous diseases. Obviously, there's different cancers, but heart disease too. It all comes from this shit. And so hopefully RFK will be able to, and obviously everybody else in this next administration will be able to get these harmful chemicals out of the food. I just want to live and continue to grow, and then eventually bring a family into the world that can eat food that's healthy for you, that's just available in supermarkets. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to go and find more expensive food, because it's already expensive as it is.
Agreed.
It's just it's very frustrating, but I'm very confident that RFK and this Trump administration will be able to bring that out.
Right.
The drones.
The drones.
We need to talk about the drones. I haven't really been invested in this topic per se.
I haven't either, which is kind of scary because I feel like it's very low key.
And you're into
honestly,
InfoWars,
well, yeah.
so that's a thing.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of it since the election, but I mean, dude, I don't know why we don't know what the fuck they are. Especially because there's like fucking hundreds of them.
Here's a video, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, get the video up.
I haven't been paying much attention to this whole drone thing, but it is very interesting too when you see a video or two. Obviously, people have like made jokes about it, and like I saw one YouTube short. It was like, "Is that a drone?" And it was a video, and then it was like a rope coming down. And then it was a sign. The guy opened it. It was like, "You're gay." That was funny. That was funny. But look at this, man. This is a drone.
3 mystery drones in the air.
So this is one of them over New Jersey. Now, this could very well be somebody that's completely out of their mind, but I wanted to play it anyway and just see it. I don't know what that is. So if you see right here, right, these the circles of light, they're being referred to as orbs.
There's
I don't know.
one down.
Yeah, there's one right here too, I think. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they're doing. But it's very interesting, man. Continuing on. I don't know what this is.
That was very quick.
And then that one's red.
What in the world is happening?
All right, so that's a little weird. It's a little weird. It's a little odd, whatever. Well, then I've also been seeing videos of two things, right? This next video is birds. And you think, okay, the birds are flying south for the winter. What's weird about that? Well,
they're all carrying diseases.
These birds are not in like the typical V,
right,
flying in a typical V with the arrow pointing forward, and they're going to the south. This is all of them.
They
dude.
look like they all did acid before they decided to go south.
This is a big swarm. Look at this. It's like all irregular. Look at all of this, and it just continues. And I believe this is in New Jersey. But look at all this. We'll see multiple videos here. Where are they going? Look at this one. This is the creepiest one. Look at this. So these are regular bird patterns, okay? Yes, you have like a V over here. Maybe this can be considered a V over here. V over here on my mouse isn't really that sensitive. I apologize if I'm not really accurate on like what I'm tracing. But like, look at this, dude. We'll continue to watch this. Look at this. Look at all this. Is this not weird? And they're all making noises. Is this not weird?
Well, you see, so pause it. Because it's obviously, like, yeah, all those V's that you pointed out were going the wrong direction of where the birds are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a little weird. What's happening? And then you'll see, it's not like this isn't drones. You'll zoom in, and you'll see it's birds. Okay.
The birds aren't real.
We have one more.
The birds are gay.
And that could also be a thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
But okay, look at this. Now, this is what's really interesting too. And maybe this was something different, but this was in New Jersey. And so this is a mall, and all the electric cars, all of the hazards are going off. Look at this. All the Cybertrucks, all the Teslas. Look at this. All the electric cars are going
Oh
off.
my god, my phone's making funny, weird noises too. Oh no, they're hacking my system. Oh my. Ah.
Okay, so what's happening? I have no idea.
I'd like to know what happened at the end of that video.
Yeah, I
It
know.
looked like she
I
got
know.
shot.
Well, I don't know what this is, dude. I mean, right there, people think it might be possible that the UAPs are testing electric pulses. Who knows, right? Who knows?
We've heard UFOs, we've heard drones, we've heard, whatever else.
What's your opinion?
I don't think they're UFOs.
I think it's us.
I think it's us.
Has to be us.
I think it's us as in life. I don't think it's us as in the U.S. government, but I think the U.S. government knows what it is.
Yeah, 100%. I personally think it is the U.S. government. Now, I read reports that there were some like nuclear weapons or nuclear waste or something nuclear was gone missing, or it had gone missing in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And that was allegedly what some people thought was like why this was happening. But I don't know, dude. It's really, really weird.
Yeah, it's weird to see. I don't think that we're going to... you want another hot take? I don't think we're ever going to find out what it is. I think this is all going to get swept under the rug. I think they're going to disappear. People are going to forget. I think, inauguration's going to come up. Probably some more shit's going to happen on then.
It's the American news cycle. We'll forget about it in a week. Just like the...
Dude, I forgot about it today.
The China balloon.
I wouldn't have thought about it all day today unless we were talking about it right now. I agree. Speaking of swarms going in one direction.
Lord have mercy. Have you heard
I
of...
love our transitions.
Have you... I know. Have you heard of Lily Phillips, Ryan Scheidmantel?
Unfortunately, I have.
Lily Phillips is the social media star who blew up for sleeping with 100 men in one day. I repeat, 100 men in one day. So after she slept with 100 men in one day, she had an emotional breakdown. She actually made a documentary. I don't know what the purpose was. Maybe just for scientific
There was
evidence.
a YouTuber guy. I actually watched the documentary. The YouTube guy. I watched like bits and pieces
That's
of
right.
it. The YouTube guy, I think, reached out to her and just kind of like after she announced that she wanted to do it. And as a proud member of the Luke Pipala show, I do have to allow everybody to know that Mr. Luke Pipala right next to me was proud Mr. 97 in the 100 men that Lily Phillips had slept with. So let's give Luke Pipala a round of applause, everybody.
That's not true.
I was 98.
That's not true. But I want you guys all to watch her because people are saying she suffered an emotional breakdown at the end of all this. And that's up to interpretation. But take a look at this, man. You guys could decide for yourselves.
It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like... It's kind of like being a in a sense of like...
No
it's just a
fucking
different
shit.
Feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like...
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out. Like it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Is she crying?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Just take
Yeah, 1 minute.
And I do feel bad because there's a good chance that this poor girl's probably going to kill herself.
She's going to kill herself like $20 million richer. I don't have any sympathy. Okay, I hope she doesn't kill herself, okay?
No,
Blah, blah, blah.
obviously nobody wants her to kill herself.
I would have sympathy if she did. Nobody's advocating for that. I don't want that to happen.
I'm just pissed, Lily. You look like a nice girl who could have a fucking good husband, who's got a good job. You could probably be a stay-at-home mom, Lily.
By the way, I had no idea. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I had no idea she was British.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's British. And, I mean, Lily, the problem that I'm having is that you are arguably attractive, little less knowing that you fucked 100 dudes in a day and knowing that you're past that you have, like, sex with 10 dudes at one time. Obviously, you're going to have some issues finding a long-term boyfriend/husband.
But not a long cock.
No,
Not a
no
long
issues.
cock.
No issues finding a long cock. That's for sure. Lily, again, my issue is that you're attractive and that you could have a better life, and instead, but I mean, and all you're doing is get like, dude, I battle myself so much with like the OnlyFans thing, and like obviously I would never do it. I would never want her to do it. But at the end of the day, it's still so much fucking money. And all you have to do is masturbate in front of a fucking camera, and these girls make millions of dollars. And they don't work, they don't do anything, they chill in fucking
All right,
Spain.
hold on.
Go ahead.
Here's the take. Just like we say that Trump was the reaction, not the cause, should we be mad at the OnlyFans models or prostitutes or whatever you want to call them? Or should we be mad at the incel men that fund the OnlyFans models?
I really think that's the issue. That's the clear-cut issue.
They're paying monthly, sometimes even the add-ons, texting or direct messaging these women on OnlyFans when they damn well know that it's somebody else.
Right.
You realize that these women are paying somebody else to respond to these horny men that are stroking their cocks while they think that they're talking to Sophie Rain. And the only reason I know who that is because I covered it. We covered it on this show. And they think they're talking to Sophie Rain.
And instead they're talking to Joe, who's fucking...
Yes. And Joe's getting paid like $9.99 per hour just to talk to you.
Right.
Let's
rate
call him,
your cock.
Let's call him, I don't know, Brad.
Yeah.
And Brad thinks that he's talking to Sophie Rain, stroking his cock, when he's not. I'm just saying. We should, and I'm not even pro sex work like that.
No.
I think do what you want to do, whatever. But we should be blaming the men. The incel men who are still to this day 45, living in their parents' basement, drinking Diet Mountain Dew, playing Xbox, and then they're done. They get done. They take a break. They go on OnlyFans. I just don't understand.
Dude, it's like you said. You have to blame the men who are funding all of this. However, you have to also realize that like the men allowed for OnlyFans and the porn industry to become bigger than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, and it created so many avenues. Like
it's a male thing.
For obviously, it's a male thing. But I mean, you have OnlyFans, the site itself, and then that then turns into like half of these people have podcasts, and you see all the podcasts with porn stars, and No Jumper,
Adam 22,
right? Pillow Talk. There's another one, and the funniest one to me is. I think this all, and I could be totally wrong, but I think Barstool started the idea of podcasting with OnlyFans girls.
They did, and
because
porn stars,
Glenny Balls started it first.
Yeah.
And then, like, I feel like then...
Stymie has one, too.
Right, and I mean, No Jumper might have been around before then, but No Jumper's not the porn podcast. That's just Adam's podcast. I forget what the porn one is. I don't remember what it is.
I don't remember.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I'm so sick of fucking OnlyFans and porn, and also I'm sick of it taking over social media and like scrolling through Facebook or even TikTok, and then you get like ads for like messaging sites that are clearly sexual.
Twitter, you always had porn on the timeline occasionally, or like
now it hits crazy.
Or one of your crazy black friends, you saw like one of your crazy black friends liked something, and it was a fat white girl like getting rammed in the butt. And you'd be like, ooh, I have to keep, just disgusting, but whatever,
I have to like that and then keep scrolling so I get more on my timeline.
But regardless, now, dude, you'll be in like random comment sections for like, I don't even know, Joe Biden. And then you'll see OnlyFans ads.
Like, I'll let Joe Biden lick my pussy.
Yeah, and it's the first thing right under there.
Right.
It's like, it's gone insane. Ever since 2020, it broke the entire world.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, I have hope for our generation, dude. Our generation, especially the men, which is a big thing. Because males typically are the lead of the family, not always, but in most circumstances, majority of us are conservative. I mean, you saw that when we voted for Trump, when we put Trump back in office.
Right.
So hopefully we'll be able to have a better influence on the world going forward in the future of the world in terms of our children or grandchildren.
I mean, it's either that or we just have to exile like the 30 to 40-year-old men that are paying girls $30,000 to shit in their thongs and then send it to them in Tupperware, Like, shit's fucking insane, dude. I don't understand why the business got as big as it did, but obviously there's just a lot of cucks out there.
And they all voted for Kamala.
Of course they did.
Anyway, speaking of things that have to do with sex, would you like to get mad?
Oh, I burped. Yeah, I'm 2 beers deep on a Wednesday night. Let's get mad.
Let's get mad. Okay, so do you remember the Duke? I believe this is the Do you remember the Duke lacrosse scandal?
No, because I was young, but I do now that I've relived it, revisited it, and saw the downfall of this poor lady.
They made a whole 30
she
for 30.
looked pretty hot. Not hot, but like attractive back like in the original videos, and now this, like, she looks awful. Like,
All right,
let's get the original. Let's get a picture of the original girl up, because I mean, she looks like she's got a lot of sleepless nights and methamphetamine.
Well, I want to weigh in on what the scandal was.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
we have a relatively young audience. I mean, honestly, it's 30 to 45 is our biggest demographic. Could you believe that? Anyway, yeah. So let's talk about this real quick, and then we'll get on to like what happened now. All right. So this is the Duke lacrosse case. This is the timeline. So the Duke lacrosse case was widely reported 2006 criminal case hoax in Durham, North Carolina, United States, in which 3 members of the Duke University men's lacrosse team were falsely accused of rape. This has just been edited. The 3 students were David Evans, Colin Finnerty, and Reed Seligman. Anyway, the accuser, a student at North Carolina Central University, a part-time dancer, alleged the rape occurred at the Durham residence of the 2 teams.
A part-time striptease dancer, not just any kind of dancer.
She said that it occurred at the residence of the 2 teams' captains. Blah 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 blah. Then North Carolina Attorney General Roy Cooper dropped all the charges, declaring that the 3 lacrosse players were innocent. Right. Anyway, so public opinion, though, was against these 3 men, okay, these 3 kids at the time. And so just a few days ago, this was 6 days ago, 7 when you guys see it, the lady, the accuser, Crystal Mangum, admitted after 18 years that she made up all of these allegations against the 3 Duke lacrosse players. We're going to play this for you, and then we're going to share our opinions, because I have very strong opinions on this. Here we go.
And I testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't. And that was wrong.
No shit.
And
also, like, can we do better? You ruin these people's lives, and you go, I testified that they raped me and they didn't.
She looks just like Michelle Obama.
And that...
She looks like shit.
That is Big Mike.
She looks like shit.
Dude,
That's
I'm
actually
telling you,
Michelle
she
Obama.
looks like shit.
That's actually Michelle Obama. We'll pull up a picture of her when she was young, but I want to finish this video.
Right. But also, what I was saying is, like, bro, to ruin somebody's life, and then all you have to say, and that was wrong. Like, what? Yeah,
you got to be a special kind of
wrong.
evil. You've got to be a special kind of evil to falsely accuse not 1, not 2, but 3. 1's bad enough.
Right.
But to accuse 3 boys of rape when it didn't happen.
Right.
And lie about it, you got to be a special type of evil, dude. We're almost done with this video.
I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God. And that was wrong. And I hope that they can forgive me.
Oh, yeah.
And
you think so? I don't think that anybody's forgiving you. Here is just how God punished you. What was that lady's name again?
Something Mangum.
Okay. Here we go. All right, so this is what she looked like back then. I mean, her skin looked better, but I mean, God didn't do her any favors. When
right.
You know what I mean? When she came out the womb.
Neither did a hairdresser, but it's okay.
Right,
It's beside the point.
The hairdresser really messed up.
Yeah.
But going forward, okay, continuing on with that.
Right, like just zoom in on her face. It doesn't matter now. But she has the fucking, she had, I don't even know, dude. Like that, go ahead, go off on your take.
Like, I just don't understand why there are no penalties in place now that we have gone far along enough. It's been like a decade. I'd say 8 years to a decade of the Me Too stuff, right? Which is good. All of these criminals, these evil men that were in power, which if it was any position that were in power, this has been recognized now, and there's been a big light shined upon them. Right now, we know about all of this, and we know it's real. We know how to prevent it. Whatever.
It's gone too far.
But now you see the pendulum with everything in our society swinging back to the right. And I think that there should be some sort of penalty for women that falsely accuse men of rape. You are literally ruining a person's life. Yes, okay, maybe they went like this, and it was one of these. Some men are a little bit touchy. If it's inappropriate, that's fine. But if it's like one of these, or, oh, sorry, you go first. One of those, maybe if you're like a little handsy like Andrew Cuomo, I mean, maybe that's an alleged thing too.
Yeah.
But there has to be a penalty, a really harsh penalty. You should go to life in prison, not 1 but 3. You ruined 3 men's life.
Right.
You falsely accused a man, not a man, 3 men of rape. You said that they are. That's probably the biggest thing, the biggest monster other than a pedophile sex offender. That is the biggest monster that we have in our modern day society. And you made that person the monster for the rest of those men's life. Not now, but maybe not even, because that stain is still on them.
Right.
For 18 years, we've thought that these men were guilty. They made a whole 30 for 30 on the whole scandal, multiple documentaries about this, painting these men as the villains. And now you're telling me that you hope that they can forgive you?
Right.
You are the literal embodiment of Satan. You deserve to go to prison. And the fact that this lady gets to walk free is crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Right.
You have no right to, I don't know. You have no right to hold it. You should be in prison.
No, you hit the nail on the head. All I'm going to do is double down on your point. Like you said, you belong in prison. It's disgusting. Statistically, if you want to look at those 3 men, we haven't done research on them, but I guarantee I'm willing to put money on the fact that
they're all white.
One of those 3 men, no, because the one dude I couldn't understand his name. So,
but whoops.
But like to say that every one of those 3 men now has a wife and kids, I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt that statistically that those 3 men were able to comfortable. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 of them did, but there's definitely at least one of them that wasn't able to, find somebody, wasn't able to move on from their name in the headlines like that. It comes to a point where you can't even comfortably Google your name, because all that shit will come back up, and all these documentaries and the ability for, whoever to look at your name and just say no, and I wonder how many job opportunities or whatever, like these people are fucking.
It's really hard to get that stench off you once you've been accused. Especially, that was a very high level.
Oh my God!
Case too.
Right, and that's the thing is, it's not some Joe Schmo from where we live at the fucking Family Dollar raping somebody. Like, this is a national news story that got ran multiple times. 30 for 30 documentaries were ran about it. I mean, it's literally called the Duke lacrosse rape scandal.
Yeah.
So like anybody who or not, was it Duke or it's North Carolina? Duke.
I think it was Duke.
Continue
on.
Just scroll up. Yeah, it's Duke.
Yeah.
Like you said, disgusting. These people should be, or this woman should be thrown under the jail. I mean, it's just.
It won't happen.
No, she'll walk free.
Maybe she shouldn't get.
But
life.
I wonder. This must have not went to. Shut the fuck up, Siri. This must have not went to court because if she would have lied under oath, there could be.
She'd perjure herself.
There.
But then here's the thing: if you're one of those 3 men, now you're a grown up. You're not just a young man. You're a grown up. Are you looked at as a piece of shit for going after this woman? Does society double down on you even more? That's the thing. I don't know.
I mean, what if they come out against her and say, "No, you're not forgiven"? Fuck
no,
you?
if they sue her, if it's like another thing. Because the charge, the charges were dropped.
Look at her. What the fuck are you gonna get from her if you sue her? A cardboard box? Like, no, she's not gonna give you anything
to put her in prison. I'm just saying, as like a retribution, because it was dropped. They never settled. It was just dropped. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just makes me very mad because that those 3 men are never gonna get the justice they deserve. It's frustrating.
I agree.
So it's a low point. But speaking.
Oh, I was wondering how we were gonna get there.
We'll get there. Speaking of a low point, Shide, NBA ratings are down a lot.
Yeah.
When's the last time you watched the NBA? I want to make this a point here. When's the last time?
I watched a Cavs game about probably a month ago now.
All right. Well, what about consistently?
The last time I watched it consistently,
Yeah.
was when my sweet baby Jesus LeBron James brought home a championship to Cleveland, Ohio. That was approximately 2016.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The last time I religiously followed the NBA was 2018. Okay. I was a junior in high school. Well, folks, the NBA's. This is crazy. The NBA's ratings are down 48% in the last 12 years. 12 years ago, it was 2012. You remember watching the Heat when LeBron was on the Heat?
Fire.
Oh my gosh, that was spectacular. I remember seeing LeBron win his second title, and I remember the buzz around it. Nike had a commercial where you could call LeBron, leave a voicemail. It was the coolest thing. Oh, hey, this is LeBron. I can't pick up the phone. Here's a voicemail, whatever.
Little Luke Pipala.
Yeah. All right. And I left like four voicemails.
Yeah,
okay?
of course you
It
did.
was wonderful. But the tone since 2020 in particular has been really divisive. It's been really bad. A lot of leaning into the BLM, which, okay, whatever, but continuing on with the social justice. Now we're really leaning into the left wing, all the left wing stuff, especially the anti-Trump stuff. Okay, so continuing to talk about this, right? Over the past decade, Greg Popovich, who's probably the best coach in the NBA, Greg Popovich has continuously been anti-Trump and spewing anti-Trump rhetoric. And this is very important because the rest of the league has basically done the same thing. People like Steve Kerr, coach of the Golden State Warriors, people like LeBron James, who has been the face of the NBA for 20 years. Listen to Greg Popovich talk about Trump.
So he's pathetic. He's small. He's a whiner. We all know that. But you wouldn't have him babysit your kids. You wouldn't hire him if you had a small business. You want that man in your business?
I don't want Joe.
There's no way. But you're going to vote for him for president because he's strong? I mean, Kamala Harris whipped his ass in the debate, just obviously, and he's running ever since. He doesn't want any part of her because, as she said before, she's eaten many of his type for lunch.
Okay, so right there, right, that's the type of person who's the best coach in the NBA, and that's the face. That's one of the faces.
Right.
And so the commissioner doesn't do shit. He hasn't said shit. When LeBron called Trump out on Twitter back in 2018, called him a bum, sitting president, did not say shit. When Steve Kerr has continued to say the same thing like Greg Popovich, calling Trump, a bad person.
Little bad person.
Exactly.
Like
You have people like Mark Cuban echoing the same thing, especially now, but he's not really an owner anymore. He's more like a smaller role in the Mavericks.
Still in the Mavericks organization.
And then you have Greg Popovich, right? And so people wonder why the NBA ratings are down 48% in the past 12 years. Personally, I tuned out once 2020 when I saw all the social justice shit, which is fine.
Well,
but
then they went to the bubble, too, and that was bad.
Well, but when they kept leaning into the divisive racial everything, all the racial rhetoric, right? And so this is Colin Cowherd, host of The Herd. I like Colin Cowherd. I don't watch his show a lot, but I think he has really good points. Listen to what he says about the NBA with the ratings being down 48% in the past 12 years.
Roger Goodell has navigated a multitude of cultural changes. That CTE issue, that was bad and overlooked for a long time by a previous commissioner or two. And here he's made the PAT interesting. He tinkers, he evolves. And the NBA, meanwhile, ratings are down 48% in the last 12 years, and they have fallen off a cliff this year. And Adam Silver's solution is let's make the courts brighter. And I like the NBA, but the All-Star game is now embarrassing, and I think load management is a shame on the league. It is a really bad look for a family of four to go to a game and Giannis doesn't play or Embiid doesn't play. I'm sorry. Go ask the Democrats. Be warned, once you detach from regular people in America, you will pay a price.
Yup.
Wow.
Yup.
What a point.
And so Colin, by the way, who he is not somebody that's on the right or the left. He said bad things about both sides in the past. But yeah, there you go. There you go. I wish that the NBA was fun. I wish they knew how to market, bro. I loved the NBA. I would watch when I had the time. I would watch every single Cavs game, dude. When they fucking sucked.
Yeah.
When they won 24 games and then the year after 33. Then they got LeBron. They were good. But I'm just saying, because that's how fun it was. It didn't matter. There was no messaging. I wasn't old enough to be influenced by that negatively or positively. But even then, I would have recognized it. I was in 7th and 8th grade. It was so frustrating. It was so frustrating.
I like what Coward said too about like the All-Star game and like.
Yeah.
I mean, you go through that whole All-Star weekend, and I think who's watching it? You know,
Nobody.
The dunk contest sucks now. They have the agility, the 3-point, and then the All-Star game. And the All-Star game
Rising
is all
Stars
bullshit.
too.
Rising Star, yeah. I think another downfall from the NBA is when we were watching the Cavs games or whatever it may be. You know, that was all local channels. Now you have to buy streaming services to watch.
That's true. That's true.
To watch NBA games, dude. And yes, I understand that you might have to buy a streaming service to watch NFL. You know, if you live outside of the state that your team is playing, but
I disagree, Shai, because people still buy.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, so Prime is on Thursday Night Football, or Thursday Night Football is on Prime. You have to buy Prime.
Well, okay, let's break it down this way, though.
People are buying it, though.
But most people already have Prime because of the Amazon delivery service. Most people already have Hulu Live, which is a $10 add-on to then get
All right, hold on.
to get Red Zone. Most people aren't just going to go pay money to NBA TV
What
to
about Peacock?
only watch. Peacock, you have all those fucking TV shows.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
You have you're fine.
I hope I didn't cut you.
No, you're fine. You have The Office. The Office is reason enough to get Peacock.
Yeah, but like Peacock all of a sudden it became a brand new thing, and then the NFL like the year after was like, oh yeah, we're gonna put like this many games on Peacock.
I guess to my point, what I'm trying to
and
say
Netflix
is
too, Christmas Day as well. They're putting the Christmas Day NFL games on Netflix.
True. I guess to my point, what I'm trying to say is like you're naming all of these things that you get something else.
That's true.
Out of having.
I understand. What that point is. Yeah.
Where it's like if only you're getting NBA TV, the only thing you're watching is NBA. Versus
that's a good point.
Versus all the other streaming services that 90% of Americans already have.
But then that should be on them. They should copy the NFL's method and put the games.
Well, that's what
on
I'm
these
trying
things.
to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Is like
sorry.
the NBA's got it wrong. Well, I mean, I think the show needs us to disagree a little bit. but like like I said, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like I think the NBA needs to hone back in on maybe let's let some local channels throw the games on.
Yeah.
Your ratings are going to go up. I guarantee you. Yes, I bet money that a lot of it is like you said with the BLM and the punching down on
that
all
makes
that
a lot
other
of sense,
shit,
too.
but also the streaming service side of things. I think that's a big reason why they're losing their viewers, because that's the main reason I don't watch the Cavs games.
I mean,
Luke, is
it
because
just
I'm not
sucks.
buying that secondary thing that all I'm gonna do on there is get to watch the Cavs games.
It sucks though because like.
But also, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But I wonder if it's the same way with the MLB. Because the MLB, you have to buy. I mean, that's the secondary streaming service. As Ohio sports fans, there's it was Bally. I don't know what it is now, but I mean, it was
Before then, it was Fox Sports.
Well, it was
1, I
FS1.
think. Yeah, FS1,
it was FS1. But that was also something that you could just get on your regular TV.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And not like an add-on or whatever else. But I mean, I'm going on a tangent, I guess, about it, but I want to see where the MLB views are, because they're the same way. Like they have MLB TV and they have other ways of you to watch MLB that's not on your local channels. And yeah, they have them on
growing
ESPN
too a little bit.
Oh,
slowly,
of course they are.
But they're increasing the pace.
I'd say there's more excitement right now in baseball than basketball.
I think so too, especially around the World Series, dude. Worldwide, obviously, the overseas players that were on the Dodgers this year are a great example, but nevertheless, that's a lot of fans, and it was very exciting.
yeah.
It was very talked about. In the NBA, dude, I haven't followed closely, but I can't tell you offhand who won last year, who won the championship. It was the Celtics, but it took me a while. It wasn't like boom,
right?
It wasn't like Chiefs, boom, Dodgers, boom. And I never even followed baseball like that, but it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see a league that I loved watching growing up kind of crumble like this.
And they've also always relied on one in particular person, Luke.
It's been LeBron.
It's been LeBron for about 20 years.
And now with LeBron,
and I think LeBron might be going bye-byes.
Some shit is coming out about LeBron James. Okay, so real quick, I wanted to cover this. Something is going on with LeBron. LeBron was missing for damn near 2 weeks. For some reason, he just wasn't playing basketball. The Lakers had games that were going on, and LeBron wasn't with the team. When the head coach, J.J. Redick, was asked, hey, what happened to LeBron? Where'd he go? Is he going to come back? He didn't know. He said, I don't know. Anthony Davis, the other star on the Lakers, asked, "What's going on with LeBron? When's he gonna come back?" He said he just got a lot on his plate right now.
Yeah, I think he said he was dealing with some personal shit or something like
A
that.
lot of people think it's because LeBron's up next. They think it's LeBron and Diddy because LeBron said, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." So they think that there's going to be a lot that's exposed. But before we get to that, I want to bring this up. Damn, do I want to bring this up. Okay, so remember when LeBron was on the Cavs and he did that weird like pregame ritual type thing where it was like this thing and then he put the Rockefeller sign? I want you guys to really understand like what this is, because we have a video that kind of breaks this down. So we're going to play this, and I want you to really look at this, because people are calling this a satanic ritual that he did before every game. Look at this.
LeBron James satanic ritual.
The Freemason hand sign, the 666, the Baphomet chest release, the exfoliation, dark magic, spreading the energy around. What?
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so
Interesting.
I've been a conspiracy theorist since like 2011. I was watching the YouTube videos saying that Jay-Z and Beyonce were in the Illuminati. I've been here.
Yeah.
I'm invested. I was watching shit about like this back then when he was on the Heat. And he used to do this with, I think, like Mario Chalmers or some shit.
Of course.
Okay. So
that's a name from the past.
So that's right. That's a little weird, okay? But why did LeBron take that absence, right? A little weird. I mentioned that right, before we watched that video. So here's something that's kind of funny.
Dude, this shit was fun as
This is a video from the Rams game back in November, and a fan yells something at LeBron that we just have to play. We have to play it.
Bron! We know you was at them Diddy parties, nigga! We know you was there! We know you was at them Diddy parties!
We're gonna play it again.
Bron!
I think he gets
Bron!
kicked. This guy gets kicked out too.
Bron! We know you was at them Diddy parties, nigga! We know you was there! We know you was at them Diddy parties!
That's awesome. Okay, so, but why is this guy saying that he knows that LeBron was at the Diddy party, Shide?
I think we played this clip before,
And
and
I
it's
think we're
it's
gonna
one of my
play it
favorite kids.
All right, so this is why we accuse LeBron of being at the Diddy parties. It's because LeBron admitted on his own that he was at the Diddy parties. So please, everybody,
In his own words, LeBron James, take it away.
here we go.
Oh, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. One more time.
Oh, hey, everybody
The
know ain't
funniest
no
part
party
about
like a
this
Diddy
video
party.
is I'm pretty sure Diddy has 3 13-year-old girls behind him.
Right, let's play one more time.
Oh, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
All right, so, okay, but maybe, I don't know, let's play devil's advocate. Maybe that was, hold on. Here's a video of LeBron dancing at one of Diddy's parties, and he's also singing to a song. And what's weird about LeBron is when he sings the songs, he never knows any of the words.
I know.
He knew all the damn words to this one. Watch
let's
this.
see it.
What else are they gonna?
Luke.
All right.
They look fun. It looks like a fun place to be.
And then after that, they
It
drank the
looks
blood
fun.
of 11 toddlers.
I know.
11 toddlers.
I know, but it looks fun. But
I hope
also,
we
as a
don't-
white guy, I would not be good there. I wouldn't do good.
I would enjoy.
I kind of went into a Trump there at the end.
Oh.
He invited me to the parties he did. I wanted to go. I said, yes, please. Never went. Thank God. Dodged a bullet there.
Okay, here's Diddy and LeBron James, the face of the NBA. Look at that. Look at that chain. Look at that Mercedes chain.
Yeah,
Can
it's
we get
kinda-
a close up on that? We can't. No, we can't. We can't go close up on the chain. That's a dope chain. It's too bad he was fucking kids. God. Too bad he was fucking
Why do
kids.
all the cool ones always fuck kids, man?
He sold his soul.
Oh, yeah, he did.
But that's a little weird. That's a little weird,
Yeah.
don't you think? And once again, I don't know if we get copyrighted. Everybody, if we get copyrighted for that clip, you're just not going to hear the music.
Yeah.
You might hear the voice, you might not. But anyway, that's just why if you can't hear the video sound for that.
I don't know. I think it goes back to what I said about people with the bird flu and how everybody immediately is so conspiratorial, and obviously there's a lot of hush secret shit going on with the Diddy parties, and obviously that famous clip of LeBron saying "Ain't no party like a Diddy party."
He meant it.
And that is a famous clip. Everybody has seen it. So then when LeBron James, for the first time in his career, takes a break from the team mid-season.
Random. He didn't even sit on the bench. He was just gone.
Right.
Gone.
Right.
Gone.
You think he was at Mar-a-Lago?
Listen, as much as I would love to say yes, we both know that's the last place that he would go.
Fuck no, he was on Epstein's island.
And this comes on the eve or a month before Trump gets inaugurated.
Yeah.
He has repeatedly said, JD Vance too, JD more so than Trump, which is actually pretty cool. They have both said, we're going to release the Epstein, the Diddy, the 9/11, the JFK files. It's all going down, which, once again, protect them at all costs, protect JD, protect Elon at all costs. But yeah, if it happens, it's going to be some shit. It's
really
going to
is.
be some shit. And Jay-Z, obviously, I talked about Jay-Z on the episode where you weren't there.
Oh, okay.
But that has proven to kind of be false. Jay-Z's lawyer has poked a couple different holes in that
Yeah,
accuser's
I saw
argument,
that.
so that's whatever. But Cat Williams,
One of them will stick.
Yeah, Cat Williams predicted everything.
Yeah, he did. He didn't predict it. He fucking knew it.
I mean, yeah.
He fucking knew it. Luke, I think there's one more topic to wrap up the show.
Candace Owens. So Candace Owens has been nominated for Anti-Semite of the Year.
It's an honorable nomination.
And now we all know why she's been nominated. I don't view Candace Owens as an anti-Semite. I view her as somebody that tells the truth, and particularly about the country of Israel, not Jewish people. But she has exposed over the past week how Israel has attacked what was called the USS Liberty 57 years ago, killing 34 of our troops, our naval men, and injuring, I believe, 176 of them.
Nice stats, dude. Nice stats.
I know. Come on. I obsessed with this shit.
Nice stats.
They killed 34 of our military men in the Navy. 34 of our troops. In a flyby. They had one of their jets, and they shot at the USS Liberty 57 years ago. So, not only that, but obviously Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire, got ties with her after she started to go hard in the paint on Israel regarding the Palestinians and how she didn't think it was fair what they were doing to Palestine. We can all have opinions. I woke up and I saw a charred dead baby on my feed, and they were saying that Israel did it. So I feel a certain way. I think Israel should defend itself, but I don't think we should go further than that. That's just me. I think Hamas is also bad. I can say that as well. But anyway, so to get back to it, Candace Owens accepted being nominated for Anti-Semite of the Year, and her video is kind of funny. I want to play this for you guys. I don't know if we'll play the whole thing, but this is funny.
And lastly, of course, some people walked so I could run, and I can think of no person who walked further than Kanye West. My dear friend. I absolutely love you, Kanye. I'm going to tell you one thing. The conversation is very different than it was 2 years ago when Kanye West won this award, and he did not accept it.
Is Candace a little batshit crazy?
I mean, look at those eyes, dude. Of course she is. Of course she's a little crazy. Those eyes still a lot.
Okay, we're going to watch the whole video.
Okay, let's do it.
I don't know where he was. He's somewhere in Tokyo now. I bumped into him a couple of months ago. But I do want to borrow from his Grammy acceptance speech because it's incredibly relatable, and it is exactly how I am feeling right now. Take a listen.
Everybody want to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Woo!
I
did it, you guys. I guess we'll never know. You guys thought I was going to spaz out, freak out. No, I won. Fair and square. Take that. All jokes aside, though, you guys, obviously, We know the anti-Semitism, that the charge no longer has any real meaning, because if it did have any real meaning, the person who would have won for anti-Semite of the year would have been Bibi Netanyahu himself. Obviously, there has been no individual that has murdered and killed and maimed more actual Semites than Bibi Netanyahu has done this year. And he deserves to be investigated and put under arrest by the ICC. He's going through a corruption trial pertaining to what's happening in October 7th. And the people that the Likud party media are targeting are those who are following this corruption trial in earnest and recognizing that something went very wrong on October 7th. And a person who is being accused of, changing the transcripts on October 7th and intentionally feeding the West false narratives, as he is being accused of right now in Israel, even though your Western media will not cover this, is somebody that is suspicious, a person who has been caught on tape saying that he never meant to have peace with the Palestinians. And
so that's interesting. So you may wonder, and then we'll have a discussion about this. You may wonder, well, Luke, Scheid, Candace Owens got fired from the Daily Wire. They cut ties with her. I wonder if she's still relevant, or is this a load of crap? Okay, well, let's look at Candace Owens' most recent last 16 videos, okay? Yep. The last 16 YouTube videos that she posted. So 3.28 million subs. We see that right there. Right there. Okay. So we'll go through the list right here. For everybody watching, you'll be able to see 232K, 273K, 446K, 2.1 million, 4.9 million, 588K, 630K, 4.1 million, okay? The next 8. 1.3 million, 1.2 million, 452K, 444K, 496K, 1 million, 4.3 million, 3.1 million. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 8 videos in the last 16 that were either 1 million or over in terms of the viewership, okay? I said she got fired from the Daily Wire. Let's go to Ben Shapiro's last 16. This is important. I really want everybody to understand this. Let's take a look, okay? Ben Shapiro, his last 16 YouTube videos.
Because I know this will be a clip, before you read these, yes, we understand that Ben Shapiro, obviously, a lot of his listeners and followers have subscriptions to the Daily Wire. So, yes, I just want to throw that out there before you get the whole,
Yes.
But this is staggering.
Okay, Ben Shapiro's last 16 YouTube videos, okay, the first 8, 11K.
2 hours ago.
58K, 92K, 51K, 177K, 278K, 44K, 98K. Continuing on to the next 8. 308K, 50K, 56K, 595K, 43K, 92K, 237K, 112K. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's what you could say. Ben posts way more often than Candace. These are the last 6 days. With Candace, it was like the last month and a half to 2 months, okay? So let's continue, okay?
Also, but in the last 16 videos, his highest grossing video per views is a reaction video.
That should also be said, okay? So I won't continue on, but that's just a comparison.
I mean, let's go back a little bit let's hit the month mark at least. Let's see let's go back a month.
Okay,
go back a month.
That's fair. Okay, so
well, I mean, you don't even have to go through these ones. I'm saying just skip straight to a month and let's see where he's at, a month back.
It might take a little bit, though, because he does post a lot. All right, so even at a month, right, where is it? Because we do want to play devil's advocate. We're starting at 3 weeks, okay? Actually, fuck it. Let's start right here. 70, okay, this is all 4 weeks ago. 73K, 138K, 314K, 43K, 154K, 415K, 232K, 148K. Yikes. 232K, 125K, 304K, 465K. Dude. 80K, 312K, 431K, 119K, 84K, 545K. That's the first one over 500,000 views.
Yeah.
119K, 145K, continuing on, 482K, 170, 197K, 106K, 740K. Here we go. The last Ben Shapiro video was with
Avishal Garg.
Avishal Garg, okay, which was part of his Sunday special. It's about an hour-long interview, 1.9 views, and his last
1.9 mil.
Sorry, yeah.
You're good.
Wow. His last video, over 1 million views, was a month and a half ago. By comparison, Candace Owens' last video, which was over 1 million views, was 6 days ago. Right there. So that's
and before that,
and that's her husband. That's an
and
interview
before
with-
that, she dropped another video that was 4.9 mil.
Right.
And then before that, she had another one that was a month ago that was 4.1. So all we're seeing here is that she's blowing Daily Wire out of the water.
Right here, this most recent interview was her husband.
Yeah.
Should have been like a fluff thing, not get a lot of attention. 2.1 million views.
I think a lot of people are interested in somebody who, like Candace Owens, you know, who she settled down with, who she married, because she is obviously a Republican conservative, and obviously a white husband.
But the point is, dude, before we do that, but the point is, like, I want to just say, I think Candace has the culture. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
We obviously Daily Wire, it's an entire streaming service, so it might be a little bit skewed, but she blows him out of the water.
Right.
It just goes to show that I think they were wrong to fire her. Yes, if you work for a company and you don't adhere to their standard and what they believe, their mission statement, fine. But you shouldn't have hired Candace Owens in the first place. You thought you were going to censor her. You should have let her talk and just disagree. Because all it is, dude, you live in America. You're an American company. You should be America first, not Israel first.
Right.
That's all it is. So, the Browns. We play the Bengals. It's away. I'm going to watch.
DTR is the starting quarterback. Good guy. Good energy. Browns lose 38-10.
We hope for a loss. We want a high draft pick. I don't want to see Deshaun Watson ever.
I'm so sick of him.
He posted a video of him. Look, wherever it was, it looked beautiful. He was on a
Right.
beach, in like one of those restaurants where it overlooks the ocean. It's lovely.
As we were getting eliminated from the playoffs.
And that's exactly how we feel about Deshaun Watson.
Fuck Deshaun Watson. Fuck you, Deshaun Watson. Fuck
Yeah.
you, fuck you, fuck you.
I
Kind of a
celebrated
piece of
you.
shit. I celebrated you too. You let us down, D-Dub. Fuck you. Democrats, fuck you.
Yeah. Ben Shapiro. No, I can't.
No, I listen to Matt Walsh daily. So
I still listen to Ben Shapiro almost daily.
Dude, and it's hard to not listen to him because he makes sense.
So
And
many good points. It's just when he comes to Israel, I have to turn it off.
You have to.
I have to turn it off.
You have to. I mean, but that's because it's and I don't even want to say that because he is very pro-America, you know, obviously, but there's a lot of gray area with, you know, the Israel.
It's not a Jewish thing. It's not a Jewish thing. Plenty of Jews in America, particularly people like Dave Smith, that don't agree with the potential genocide.
You're right.
I mean, we might be able to call it a genocide. A lot of people in the countries of like Europe are calling it a genocide. Around the world, calling it a genocide.
Most people are just calling it the bird flu.
Gosh. Get your bird flu vaccine.
Invest in Moderna. Nancy Pelosi, I'm looking at your fat tits.
Oh, Lord have
Get
mercy.
in there.